And we're back! And we know that the master of the city does not like us and has shown up with a bunch of support, I guess we'll call them.
Potential friends for us to win over.
Thank
The
you.
the Eagle Praetorian Guard.
Oh, good. Yes, delightful.
They sound
Awesome.
like nice guys.
Let's
Well
ask
known
let's
for
ask
their
some
hospitality.
questions to set the stage. My first question is what's the most likely way out of here that might succeed, just so that I know before things go wild?
Um,
Huh.
I'm inclined to say, like, as weird as this sounds, like, out the back of the city at large, like, if you try and get out the main gate and then back down the cliff and then yada yada yada, like, there are also guards down in the valley below. Like, that's also part of the territory that Garnet controls. Whereas, like, if you go, away from the cliff to the back of the city and then out the gate there, then you're going out into, like, hinterland that they don't care about.
Okay.
Like, that's my
Yeah.
instinct.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Good to know. That said, are we back at the same marketplace, Lauren? Are we back up in the upper city? Or are we in the lower city when the Praetorian Guard approaches us, where we might have allies from the people that you've donated all the money from the sales of an 8-rubied statue, 8-eyed griffin statue, whatever.
I think it depends upon would you. I'm guessing you would have told me like, oh hey, things didn't go so great at the séance.
Sure, yeah, I'll fill you in on the details. Although I didn't think they went this badly. I mean, kid's king. How much can you complain about that, right?
Yeah, then I think perhaps if it was like, well, we didn't quite pull off our heist perfectly, I'd be inclined to not sort of brag in like the main streets and perhaps like abscond to quieter parts of the city. So, like maybe it is like in the back streets where we may have like recently dished out some garnets to people for
So dear volunteers, let me ask this question now. Since if we're in the lower city, what is the difference between the two marketplaces? So in the other one, we saw folks with masks that all had bird motifs, bird of prey motifs. We saw a lot of rich folk and things like that. What is the marketplace in the lower city where we are doing our song and dance look like?
I would like to briefly amend my previous answer now that we know that you are in the lower city. I think the best way out of the lower city is a very different story. I
we went
think...
through the sewers.
It's always the sewers!
No, it's not the sewers. Is it... Am I thinking of Spain? What's the... It's like a Mediterranean country, and they have these, like, ancient 14th century ruins that are all, like, built into the sides of, like, mountains.
That's like every European.
Cappadocia? Yeah, but I'm thinking of, like,
I'm
thinking of a specific one. Anyway, the long and the short of it being, I think the ancestors of the people here built dwellings into the bottom of the cliff and, like, dug them in. And I think there is a warren there where you can, like, disappear and lose them. And then, like, the rumor is that there are many, like, secret tunnels that go to all kinds of interesting places.
Secret tunnel!
Secret tunnel.
My middle name.
Oh, good. Great. So,
Yeah.
Lauren,
But
do
as
you
to the
have...
difference between the marketplaces, I will pass over to John.
What are you passing to me? I was.
What is the difference
I was
between the
thinking
marketplaces?
I was singing Secret Tunnel in my head. Like I was absolutely lost. I was lost in Secret Tunnel. I was like, "Don't let the murderous Eagle Throne get you down, Morgan."
What's the difference between
Yeah, what's the difference between the upper market and the lower market? What's different down here?
Yeah, I think the upper market is where the good stuff is sold, and the lower market is where it's the fruit that the upper folk won't eat, and it's it's fish heads, and it is black market stuff.
I'm picturing
And-
like like dumbwaiters through like the ground and like these tunnels like up to the upper market. And it's like
Yeah.
the upper market will buy stuff from the lower market and then like upsell it for like a premium.
Yeah, all
Like,
the
Yeah.
best,
there.
all the best things that the lower market has on offer
Yeah.
are sold to the upper market.
But I think that what the lower market has that's better is drugs. I mean, their alchemicals I think are better.
Yeah, and like I wanna toss out a like little side bit of world building here too, which is like I think in Garnet spices are a thing that is not a luxury at all. Like Garnet is very much in that stage of like European culinary history where like spices have become accessible to the poor because they're the ones who are growing them and they're grown en masse. And so in the upper city, there's a lot of like things should taste of themselves. And the thing that makes our food special is that it's very labor intensive to prepare. And so like down below, the market smells phenomenal because there's like, spice vendors with just like huge piles of like sumac and saffron and turmeric, and so it's just this really perfumed, citrusy, spicy, sweet kind of smell in the air.
Nice.
That's super cool.
So is it
Someone's making spun sugar?
is
and
is
flavoring
is,
it with
is it because of
spice.
that smell? Is this called the spice market?
I think it is called.
Ooh,
Spice.
All right.
nice.
I love it. Cool. So, Lauren, do you have any other questions before we get accosted?
No, I think I can picture it. I can picture the scent of like saffron and spices were apprehended by the authorities or whatever happens to them.
All right.
Like the dust and the dirt and like mixed in with all the spice.
So yes, volunteers, we begin play when the master of the city, flanked by a number of armed and eager souls, approaches us.
I have a
Go
I
ahead.
have a theory as to why he is approaching Judd that I want to run by you.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
look at
here's
the
my
photo of his
theory.
shoulder.
Here's my theory. The Necromancer promised him right. He was like, okay, so he saw that today was going to be his death day. He got really amped to go up to the city of Dusk Pinions. He was like ripping his clothes off in the street. He was like, yeah, ancestors, come kill me now. The Necromancer was like, oh, it's a bit weird. Like, come back to your house. I'll do the seance. I'll like tell you what's going on. And he was like, all right, you could die in your bed, or you could like you could challenge the Eagle Throne and die a worthy death and go join your ancestors. He didn't get to join his fucking ancestors. You lied to him.
Right.
He challenged the Eagle Throne, like you said, and now he just has to stay here and deal with all these vipers and like wasps and like irritating courtiers instead of going to bird heaven.
I love the
Right.
idea of like having a side comment
Right.
with like the Necromancer and going like you can't kill people but you can bring them back from the dead. Like what's up with that? Like
Yeah, he fought like someone ready to die,
He won,
and-
alas.
and he won. Yeah.
Sucks to be him.
Yeah, I think that's great. That's a great reason. He yeah. You absolutely lied to him.
and so
Amazing.
do people accost like the Necromancer alone, or are we both like obviously in
Yeah,
On
I-
stage doing some like routine where we get into or out of a box.
Yeah, I think they have taken exception to the Necromancer's presence, not so much the thieves. Yeah, and Judd, who do you think these armed and eager souls with him are? Like, because the
yeah.
obvious pick is like his courtiers, but like he hates them, so why would he be hanging out?
Yeah, no, I think they I think there's an island, like a distant warrior culture that sends guards to guard the Eagle Throne from some ancient pact.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think they're all women. They're all over 6 foot. They're all brutes. I think they kind of brought with them this culture of spear play, because
Yeah, they have-
they're
it's like long snapping out spears, and then
Yeah.
shields made from turtle shells,
Totally.
like the ones that they used to have in Okinawa.
nice. I'm digging it.
Yeah, and I think I think that distant island culture may well be the one that the living father is from. Like, I think there is an
Oh, cool.
ongoing exchange of like,
Yeah,
spouses and the like that keeps time
Yeah.
missing.
I dig it. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
guess they come up to the stage.
I think I give the thief the "you may want to move away from me" and stab people or run kind of motion. It's our like I will tank this. I'll keep all eyes on me kind of moment. And
Oh,
when
totally,
they
yeah.
come up, I smile and I say, "Ah, someone whose fortune I read returns yet again. Tell me what I spin it up. I make it kind of like obvious, like, asshole, if you want to come at me, you're gonna have to do so in front of like 100 people for no cause. So I humbly bow and I say, what is it that I can do for the Lord of this, or for the Eagle Throne today?
I have a suggestion too. If like part of this sort of guise of necromancy in the street, like perhaps I'm under the stage and like tapping it to if you're like, oh, your ancient ancestors are here, they will knock twice upon. I'm like, duk duk, like.
Gotcha. I love
It's
it.
So like
all that-
I'm perhaps under the stage while this is going on.
It's all that very tired, like Victorian spiritualist, like seance.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh yeah. 100.
You've like a magnet here to like control where like the crystal kind of spins around like upon the
A lodestone, please. We are in Fantasyland. Yeah. So what does my audience say?
I have a thought, Judd. But if you
Yeah.
I think you may have made a slight error of judgment, Necromancer. Which is that your actions by some like very specific like noble only bylaw of the city do actually constitute a crime.
Amazing. Great.
And so I think he doesn't even speak, right? Like I think he has the big eagle mask on now. You are beneath him, and he cannot. The eagle does not speak to the worm that grovels in the dirt.
Of course it doesn't.
And I think that's what his head bodyguard leads off with. And then she says, before the city, under the sheltering wings of the Eagle Lord, you are accused of stealing a good death from the scion of House Shrike.
I think I reach into my robes and I pull out a small baggie clearly marked with the sign of the Shrike, and I open it and I pour out 70 cents or 70 grains and I say, this, and I throw the baggie down, is what his good death was worth.
I don't think they like that, Judd. What do you think?
That seems like a bad move. That seems like a non-diplomatic move.
Oh, it's super undiplomatic, but I'm not going to fucking prison clamped in chains. That's way harder to escape.
Oh, Strash, please. They live in a city at the top of a cliff. They don't have prisons in this.
Prison.
Oh, it's the best day. Amazing.
If you count prison as like the time when you're falling, then yeah, that's prison.
Imprisoned by gravity.
Or if you're unlucky, they break your arms and legs and then they leave you out to be sky buried alive.
Okay, alright. F this. Let's do this the proper way, which is the necromantic way. Let's try the same effing spell on this guy. I'm gonna send Gurn in. I'm gonna be like, Gurn, now. And I'm gonna see if I can read his secrets and wants here.
Gun, it's up to you, buddy.
I believe fam. I should not believe. Oh, yes! Yes! My magic succeeds! I might actually...
There's an alternate version of this scene that's done like Pokemon style. It's like, gun, I choose you.
Right? Hang on, I've got my... Oh, there it is. So, I must
Lauren,
tell my mom...
Where's the thief, Lauren? Like, are you under the stage? With
Yeah, I think I'm under the stage. Yeah.
Is there a curtain at the front of the stage, hiding the under part?
Oh, totally. Yeah, totally.
Got it. With
We've all
Gigi
been to a
Chamberlain?
theater before.
I'm well positioned for stabbing if stabbing needs to happen.
All those vulnerable ankles that no one ever thinks to wear armor
Oh
on.
yeah.
I think since I rolled a 2, this is how this works. I get to know the Scion's true name, and I get to know 2 secrets that the Scion holds.
Well, his name is Solomon Shrike. We already know that. So that's a start. Secrets he's keeping.
I need some ammunition.
Yeah.
He has his throne, but he has no. Don't tell me if you dig this, Luke. He has no idea how to keep it.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Like, he did not expect to win. He did not expect to get this far.
Win. Yeah,
He
right.
didn't want to win. He was looking for the big death, and he just fucking won. And
yeah, his dead father. His father spent all of his childhood sabotaging each other's attempts to teach him the things that they thought he would need to know, which included all of the lessons in statecraft that should have prepared him for this.
So let me ask the follow-up question, which is like what would it the so this is a fact, but what is the secret? Is the secret that he's scared? Is the secret that he wants help? Is the secret that he doesn't trust anyone around him? Like what's the actual like hook to that particular fact?
Yeah, where's the edge on this knife, right?
yeah. I think that, I mean, Luke, again, tell me. I think that the secret is that he is terrified.
Oh yeah, like absolutely, he is scared shitless. And I think the other secret that he is keeping is that he has been in love since he was a young child, in secret, with the scion and heir of like the house in the city most like directly opposed.
Oh, we got a Romeo and Juliet. I love it.
Which is even worse now because there are a bunch of ritual restrictions and taboos limiting the ways in which the Eagle Throne can interact with the noble houses so as to avoid, or at least avoid, the appearance of favoritism. So, like, now he will never even be able to be in anything resembling private at an event with his beloved ever again. Whereas before, he just wasn't allowed to be seen with them.
Is it with like the air of Ruby, and like we get this shot of like the dude of this current place looking out across like the atop a tower and sees like the sort of spinning Ruby like lighthouse in the distance across the plains, and is like, oh, if only my heart could be there if it lasts, you know, like.
That's awesome. That's funny because the Shakespeare plays I've seen recently are because they've been playing live on YouTube, and in this weird COVID era that all is going up. Have been Romeo and Juliet and Hamlet. So it's funny that those are the 2 plays that we've mentioned today. Awesome. Anyway,
we're trying to hit the classics.
Hit the classics. Yeah.
That's when he realized the gemstones inside the griffin aren't goddess but rubies this whole time.
Unfortunately, I don't think that either of those secrets is going to save me. But let's see what we got. So cool. Thief, I hope you have a better plan than I do.
Oh yeah, stabbing people in the ankles. Don't worry.
Yeah, you're going to need it. And like, Lauren, let me give you a gift. Because I think the next thing that happens is that the 2 guards at the front go walking up to the stage, putting their ankles within easy reach and distance, and like raise their spears, and their intention is to spear the Necromancer through the like shins.
Oh yeah, like Necromancer DE like sort of stomp on the wooden.
Oh yeah,
floor.
unfortunately, there's a big problem. My running is not so good. My running is a 1. Oh, we'll see though. Oh no, wait, my subtlety is a 1. I'm not a very subtle necromancer.
Yeah, so they like come up to the stage, like pull their spears back, to, like getting ready to do that.
Shit.
There's a
okay,
definite opening to be exploited.
I could stab them, or I could try and de-escalate. Do you have a preference for how they're going?
I love de-escalation, but I don't think it's gonna work in the long run. So I think it is with the whatever can buy me some time to GTFO.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can totally try and stab something. I think I'm at a 2 on 6, so
That's not a good chance. What else you got? That's a very bad chance. My life's on the line here.
Are you better at de-escalation?
I think I'm better at de-escalation, so I could come out and be like, like, oh, like, okay, this
The
is
bird.
like, yeah.
Probably not.
So I could try and de-escalate.
You know what? I got a 50-50 on running and pushing past these folks.
And I have a 50-50 on like talking them down. So like, how lucky are you feeling?
I think that maybe we go for the surprise and dash, because here's the thing. If we 50-50 and you succeed on your talking people down, great. If I 50-50 and I succeed on running away, great. If we 50-50 and we fail, then both of us are captured. There is no thief with awesome acrobatic skills to save the day. We are in way worse trouble at that point. So I would rather 50-50 and you not get captured and still have an escape of your own, because you are good at that. And I will take my chances with the running here if I have to.
Okay. This way we'll like roll your run and then see what happens after that, and then.
Okay. So I think that's what it is I've got 2 people here that are coming to spear me, and I think that I will exert myself physically, which is I need a 3 or less to succeed. And what I'm trying to do is basically just like, I'm not trying to win a fight against badass guards with turtle shell shields from a distant island. I'm trying to just GTFO, right? Like shove them into each other, mess them up, like pull one of those stunts where I throw some of our like stage powder to like flash powder in their faces and just get going. Like, right? Like this is not about like winning a fight so much as it is exerting myself to push past my opponents, right? Speed and good luck. 50-50 is literally a coin flip. Oh, Vincent, your rules. I am so bad at this game. Here we go. Yes! Yes! All right, so tell your volunteers what you do. So I think that's it. I think I throw flash powder. I think I just like sideswipe one of the spears so that like I kick it with my legs so that it goes past me, and then I'm off the stage and like shoulder checking and just running, right? Like I'm not trying to fight here. And supposing it tell your volunteers what you do and what you're hoping to accomplish. I'm hoping to get away. Ask them whether you can just... Oh, I didn't even have to... I forgot. He changed the rules. I didn't necessarily need to roll, but I probably did. Before you roll, you're allowed to ask them, what can I accomplish without rolling if I want to? Can I get away? Would I be able to get away? Or is this going to come down to a roll? But I already made the roll, so maybe we just... remember for next time.
I think realistically it was always going to come down to a roll. Like, you're a weedy necromancer, and these are like trained professionals.
So
make with the dice.
I can choose as many things as I roll, but if 1 or 2 will settle it, you don't have to keep choosing. Just tell your volunteers that you're whatever enough. So most of these phrases come up as I am X enough. So I am quick enough to get past them and away. So like is what I'm trying to say. Like I am quick enough to do this. Do you feel that that's enough to get away from them?
No. Because I think the next thing that happens is the one who was obviously Judd. How do you feel?
Yeah, no. I it's got to be something just more than just quick.
Yeah,
right?
like I think you're quick enough to get by the 2 of them, and then the one who was doing the talking whistles. And suddenly there are 12 spears flying through the air in the direction that you're running.
What would I need to be in order to get away from this?
Agile enough?
Okay. I'll roll again.
Enough?
I am smart enough. Gosh darn it. People like me. No, they don't. Everybody hates me for some reason I don't understand. Here we go. Oh no, that's 6.
Uh-oh.
So on a miss, choose one that you are and one that you definitely aren't. I am agile enough, but there is one.
That's a relief.
Yeah. But I have to choose something that I am not enough. I am quick enough. I am agile enough. I don't know that I'm strong. So like my necromancer is not necessarily super beefcakey. So I don't know that I'm strong enough to get through a bunch of like really strong guards. So Onimus, choose one that you aren't.
Would you just?
Huh?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Choose one that you are and the one you definitely aren't. Tell your volunteers that you're adept enough, but you're just plain not patient enough or whatever, and ask them how it goes for you. So I think I am also I am quick enough, which we established earlier, and I am agile enough, but maybe I am not strong enough. How does it go for me?
I have a thought, Judd.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is again like this is such a classic beat, right? Like I think you are like, you're like running, you like duck the first couple of spears. There is like a wagon rolling by across a like side street that you have to like skid to a halt and like swerve around. And as
Slide
it
under.
does, well, I'll go to slide under. And as it does, a spear comes in, you like aimed right at your head. You duck under it, but it pins the collar of your shirt.
My robe.
And and the blade goes like 3 inches into the wood. And so like you're like trapped there trying to like, because it's like a thick robe, so you're like trying to tear the robe, but that's not really working. You're trying to pull out the spear, that's definitely not working. And you're kind of pinned by your robe like a bug as they just kind of like walk implacably through the crowd, like slowly taking their time to catch up.
Thief, you got any plans here?
Oh yeah, could I have like been stalking you this whole time and then can like sort of slip out from underneath the cart to like rip your shirt collar and drag you into
Let's go!
to make the point of the spear seem to pass through the fabric.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Here's a robe I prepared earlier.
Oh, totally.
I don't know, Lauren. You're gonna have to explain to your
Very much
audience.
what's the plan?
Yeah, gosh. Okay, so if possible, I would like to have slip through the crowd and sort of be like, from my POV, it's like I have the necromancer trained in my sights, and I'm trying to like sort of duck and weave between like sort of average pedestrians who are going about their business, and then we'll try and like sort of slide underneath this cart that you're will inevitably be like sort of pinned against, and then so I'm guessing like it's just kind of this to me it feels like it might be like a sort of like sneak like slip unnoticed kind of role to like go through these crowds.
Yeah, like passing by someone, maybe.
Yeah, maybe passing by someone. That could be the thing. That sounds appropriate to the volunteers for, or is the point of conflict more like the, can you save your necromancer friends like in the fray of taking this like spear out from their clothes?
Can you exert yourself? I don't know if you have actual physical exertions. I don't actually know the deep
I
ones.
think I do. Yeah, I physical exertion. I can sort of physically try and like use against. So I can physically against the mass and momentum of an uncooperative or unsensible thing. So we could make it the point of conflict that like shit, you've been.
If I'm not strong enough, perhaps you are.
I could try and do it.
Yeah.
So don't make the same mistake as me. Double check if you need to roll or if you can just tell them what you do and see what they say.
Okay, so I tell my volunteers what I do and what I'm hoping to accomplish. I think in this case, like sort of slip out from underneath this cot, rip your shirt collar. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. You're saving my life. I appreciate it.
And like sort of pull you under. Maybe like we can attach ourselves to the bottom of this cot as it like sort of rolls away. I don't know, but
amazing. Also classic.
So I think that's what I hope to accomplish. Is just like sort of rip you from the bonds of the spear and like take you to safety. And I should ask the volunteers whether I can do it or if they want me to roll. I'm guessing I should roll for this because that's pretty risky.
I don't know. You are a thief and you were in a good position. What do you think, volunteers? Tell us, do we need to roll?
And
I'm leaning towards no, just because I feel like she will have better leverage than the necromancer would.
If it were just the first part, I would agree with you.
Yeah.
but then Lauren had to tack on, and then maybe we like hold on to the bottom of the cart and just roll away, and like trying to drag the necromancer along. That sounds like there needs to be a roll.
Yeah, I dig.
All
I
right,
dig it.
good luck, Lauren.
I suppose is the like right, like you're allowed to ask them what you can accomplish without rolling if you want to. Like I think
yeah. So I
without
feel like,
rolling, you can get the necromancer unpinned. But what if you want to do any more than that? It's another conversation.
oh yeah. So dear necromancer friend, like, how comfortable are you with like this sort of two-step approach? Would you prefer to pause at like step 1 and then see what we can do?
Let's pause at step 1 and then take a look at step 2. Because like getting me free such that we may run may actually work. At that point, we have to ask our volunteers what we're trying to do and see what they say.
Okay, so I got it right. So like I'm checking through crowds. I see you. I'm like keeping a very like low profile as best one can with a bird on one shoulder, and like sort of see you going towards a cart. I slip under it, and you're like caught, and I'm like, oh
yeah, I'm tugging
like,
frantically,
like,
but it's not going.
Shit.
Yeah.
And then you feel a hand come up against you, and you think like, "Oh, I'm done." And then like your clothing rip, and like you're freed, and then like you feel gravity like drop out from underneath you, and then suddenly you're on the dirt, and I have your hand over your mouth again like this, and like shush, like we did when we first met. You know, it's like kind of romantic.
Aww.
And then that's a where we pause. What do you do, Necromancer?
I'm gonna ask our volunteers. What would it take for us to slip into an alleyway or into a sewer and vanish? Do you have a vanish us move, Lauren? Does your blending
probably do? Yeah.
Does your blending work with me, or can you only do it solo?
I'll just double check. That would be passing by someone. I can conceal my appearance.
So it's only you, though.
I believe, Strash, you can exert yourself subtly.
No, I can't. I get a 1 on that. That's a 1 in 6 chance. That's
you can theoretically.
Terrible. Yeah, I can theoretically.
Theory, yeah.
But effectively, that's not gonna happen. That's why I have spells that like devour my sound, and I'm studying the spell that allows me to vanish from sight, right? Like,
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I haven't quite gotten there yet, and we keep not going to tombs or getting blood. So,
Yeah, my instinct would be, I think in this moment when the carriage or the cart or whatever is like hiding them from view, if they can quickly and subtly take advantage of it, they could vanish down an alleyway and everything would be fine. But in 10 seconds, that cart is going to be done moving, and they're both going to be on the ground.
Oh, how embarrassing!
And like the guards are still coming.
I can just see it like pulling away, and we were like there hunkered down. Everyone's like crowding around us, and we're like, "Oh dear."
Yeah, like, that's my instinct, Judd. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, no, that sounds right to me. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, so make it
Cool.
quick, basically.
okay. So if we exert ourselves physically and we're quick enough, we're gonna get away. Is that what I'm hearing?
You're quick
Yep.
enough, and I think subtle enough. Like, if there's a bunch of like kerfuffle under the wagon, that will make it quite obvious that something is going on.
Okay. All right. Lauren, how do you feel about this? Do you wanna try some acrobatics or thiefy tricks, or do we just push our luck here? It's a tough roll. It's
If it's physical for me, I'm a 4 on 6, so there's like if I can roll a 1 or a 4, I'm okay. Yeah. So if we want to sort of like try and sneak away or use this card to our advantage physically, then I think I'm okay. Like on odds.
all right. Let's do it. Do only one of us need to roll? Like, what's the like? Is this how we do group actions? Like, one of us rolls, or takes the other with them, or
I guess it depends. Like, I guess if it's me saying like, oh, I sort of like, like throw a stone at the horse's ankles to like make
spook
it
them so that it
so
lurches
runs
forward.
off.
And,
Yeah. And then like if we hold on to the car while that's happening, like maybe that could be enough for both of us to be encompassed under that roll. But
yeah. How do you feel, volunteers? Is that a classic enough scene?
my instinct is anything that is a character specific trick is always solo. So like, the necromancer can't have Gurn hide the sound of the thief's footsteps.
That's correct.
And the thief can't, help the necromancer pass by someone. I think for the common normal exertions, I think it depends on the fictional positioning. But in this case,
let's
I'd give it to you.
Let's ask this question. Is there somebody guiding this cart? Like, is there like a person sitting there, or is this just a cart that happens to be there?
Oh, good question.
It's moving, so
Yeah.
presumably.
Yeah. Somebody's in it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Also, there's horses. Horses are people.
So I feel like we're not struggling against something physical, right? Like there is no uncooperative or unsensible thing that we're pushing against or fighting against or trying to get past.
That's
So
fair.
if I jump up, how much coin do you think we have, Thief? Is it more than 70 pence?
Maybe.
You don't have to say
Yeah.
that anymore, Strash. You threw it on the ground.
Oh yeah. I don't. It's obviously. But I think I pull out a handful of something and I show it to whoever it is at this cart, and I say, I will give you all this money if you make this horse move as fast as it possibly can.
Nice.
And if it doesn't, then we proceed to the throw a stone plan.
Sounds good.
That's interesting.
There is no role for convincing anyone in this game. There is nothing. I just do it, and then I ask my volunteers what happens.
This sounds kind of like you're submitting to circumstance, Strash.
I mean,
Like,
no,
you're
that
throwing
depends.
yourself-
Do they? Well, maybe. Do
You're
they
throwing
actually
yourself on
go?
the mercy.
Do they go careening through town?
Does it depend upon if they're loyal to the cart?
Right, but then we do something else. Then there might be a violence roll, right?
Yeah.
Because if there is no need for a violence roll, then we don't make violence rolls. You can only make a move if the
Yeah.
trigger is available, and there isn't one right now. So
Right, here's my thought, Judd.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a good chance for us to honor the fiction.
Yeah.
The thief has been handing out all that money in the lower city and doing all that charity, and this feels like a good time to kind of make that payoff.
Okay. I'm down with that. Yeah.
They see the necromancer and they're like, I don't know. And they see my face and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, and then they're like, okay, yeah. The
this
necromancer offers
is
the
why we're a
money.
duo.
Yeah, the necromancer offers them money and they're not interested, and then the thief, appears and they refuse the money and do it anyway.
Oh yeah, I'm like, how would you like to be a part of a tale, like Bond's tell in future of the great escape of the thief and the necromancer, and yeah. Yeah, oh god, that's very do it for the exposure type of
Okay, the thief is only mostly good.
A spear whistles by.
Oh no,
overhead.
of course.
And everyone's like, oh shit, and then they crack on the reins and the wagon starts to.
So one, amazing.
Oh my god, the wagons in the city are pulled by ostriches.
Of course they are.
Yes! Oh my god, they totally are.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
I'm sorry, did you say chocobos? So
No, sorry, it's not ostriches, it's cassowaries.
there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, that's way cooler.
So good.
All right, so
The
let me
dinosaurs of giant birds.
so let me ask this. So okay, so things that, by the way, I was expecting is oh, okay, maybe you get so far, but then something happens, or we could take a tumble or whatever. Any sort of thing sounds like it could be plausible here. But if we get away, there are two things that are true. One, we're going to a new city, and two, I still need blood. So.
That's true.
All right, so do we feel like this is the end of this particular engagement? We have to run away from yet another town, so we're gonna have to be in another town next time.
Yeah.
That was
All
good
right.
stuff.
Totally.
All right, awesome.
You could always go into the catacombs.
Oh,
The gods don't go there.
I would. That is totally fine.
I'm just putting it out there.
I would love that, because there's a whole bunch of cool stuff in the catacombs, and we have some spawning circumstances for those. So
heck yeah.
Cool. Let's do
Here,
it.
here endeth the tale of the thief and the necromancer in the city of Shrikes.
Yes.
All right, cool. Awesome. So I feel like that's if that's the end of our spawning circumstance, it's about that time that we have talked about. So,
Yeah.
Luke, I know you have a game after this. So I think maybe this is where we do outros and call it. Does that sound good?
Oh,
All right. In which case, my name is Strash. I'm one of the regular streamers here. I use he/him pronouns, and you can find me on Twitter at StrashA. I will be back tomorrow morning, bright and early, running some scum and villainy with the Persephone, which is our bounty hunting ship, and I believe we are stealing a ship from the Starsmiths, and we're going to be battling Legion 51. I think that's what's on the docket. Oh, and also I think Scion just revealed that he's actually a descendant of a noble house, and he's talking to his family. It's gonna be wild. So that's what I'm doing. That's where I'm at. And Luke, thank you so much for joining us as a volunteer.
Thank you for having me.
Wait. Before we do outros, I have to do sad speeches again. I'm so sorry. So for all of you that are watching this, you know that the world is kind of on fire. Here at Actual Play, we are actually donating all of the subscriptions and donations that we get this month to a variety of charities. I know that we talked about BLM, but I know that additional ones have been added because the world sucks and apparently people make terrible life decisions. I assume that Moobot has been spitting that stuff out because Sean and I made a plan based on the previous layout, and then Twitch changed their entire layout. So I was going to say you should look at the donations tab, but then I don't know where that is today, so I'll figure that out before tomorrow morning. I only found about it today. Bear that in mind, and please donate if you can. That's where we're at now. Luke, thank you so much for volunteering and helping out. Please
Thank
take
you
it
all for
away with
having me.
outros.
This was so good. Hello, my name is Luke. I have been a volunteer. You can find me on Twitter at Wildwoods Games. If you like weird games by Vincent Baker and me GMing, you should check out my Actual Play podcast at feelingsfirst_ on Twitter, where we play Vincent and Meg Baker's weird fairy circus game.
Under Hollow
And it's
Hills.
sick and very gay. So that's my pitch. Bye, everyone.
Judd!
I am subscribing to that pod. Wait, we've all got to stop because I'm subscribing to that podcast right this second. So hold on now. Done. I'm subscribed.
Thank you, Josh.
My name is Judd. I also have a podcast where I talk about gaming, and it's called Daydreaming About Dragons. If you put that search term into whatever search engine you use Google. Come on. Are you like some kind of librarian who uses DuckDuckGo? Then okay, great. I'm glad you're here and listening, but you probably use Google. And you'll find it. And that is about it. Luke, thank you so much for being here. The first game was a little stressful, and this was just smooth and easy. It might have been the 2.5 cups of wine, but I think it was you. So that was splendid. Thank you so much. I really, really enjoyed this. I did not enjoy the first session so much, and I really enjoyed this. So thank you. That was really lovely. And Lauren, I'm handing the baton to you.
Hey, I've been Lauren. I use she, they pronouns. I'm at TheStrayKiwi on Twitter and everywhere else on the internet. You can go to TheStrayKiwi.com for my games and other editing stuff I've done. And I want to just thank Judd for your honesty of saying, hey, last issue was rough and this issue was really great, because I know I come up with games having read them and gone wow, that was rough, but then you feel that need to sort of keep it inside and not acknowledge it. So I thank you for just telling it how it is and stuff. I will be tomorrow playing Dipper, who is a bot, who may be an ancient robot and stuff with too hot. I don't know. So I'm very excited to learn more about Dipper and their weird ancient lineage that is now a part of them and that kind of thing. Whilst we do heists and stuff in space, super fun. I think that's all that's going on with me, so I'll pass it back to Strash for a smooth outro.
Oh yeah, no, that's it for me. I'm gonna do some wrap up with these fine folks afterwards, and I'll catch some or many of you tomorrow morning. So till then, smooth outro.
Smooth outro.